Hello, my name is Dale Hargrave, and I'm a resident of Greenmount West, which is part of the Station North Arts and Entertainment Benefit District. I'm here to kind of kick off a campaign that me and some other folks here in Baltimore are trying to get started. It's called Red Shirt Friday, and what we're trying to do is encourage people to wear red on Fridays to kind of express grievances and concerns that they have with our government. I'm a native Baltimorean and a lifelong resident of East Baltimore, and I've lived in Greenmount West now for close to 30 years. One of my major concerns is with our city government is how they use our public funds in the issue of contracting. City of Baltimore and the agencies in the city spend millions, if not billions of dollars every year contracting for goods and services for the betterment of us as a city. It could be from maintenance of the roads, the sidewalks, plumbing, water mains, the lights that control the traffic, and primarily traffic, road building, construction, and renovation of roads and surfaces. My concern is the fact that Baltimore City and most of the agencies do not enforce a major portion of the Immigration Reform Act of 1986, which is called the I-9 form, now known as E-Verify portion of that legislation. In 1986, Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill actually came up with a compromise to deal with immigration as it existed at that time. We had lots of folks coming across the border undocumented, and they were felt that these laws were going to be put in place to protect the American workforce from undocumented folks coming here taking jobs that Americans still were willing to do. 30 years passed. We in Baltimore are impacted by the lack of enforcement of that legislation. And you might want to ask why. We're 2,600 miles from the nearest port of entry, which is Laredo, Texas. Right now, currently, there are dozens, if not hundreds of companies that provide goods and services to citizens of Baltimore through various contracting means. And the workforce, many of them are not lawfully in this country, therefore they should be working in those jobs. The purpose of the Immigration Reform Act was to protect the American workforce and the folks that have come to this country lawfully from the unfair competitive advantage that these individuals have when they hire that labor pool. Right here in Station North, Greenmount West, over the past 5 years, we've had millions of dollars of investment that includes public funding from the state, the city, and the federal government. And many of the contractors involved in those projects are not in compliance with the law. What we're asking is that the city do their job on our behalf. They have a fiduciary obligation to fulfill the law. We're not trying to get in the immigration debate of who should be here and who should not be here. There's a law on the books, and all we're asking that the laws be enforced and that language be inserted in all contractors where it's relevant. We have dozens of contractors earning $1 million contracts annually from here in Baltimore City, making a boatload of money, and the citizens of this jurisdiction, or lawful citizens, are not being able to benefit from that money expenditure. So we're just simply asking that the law be enforced, that we're not picking sides on who wins and who loses. It can be easily inserted. There's no reinventing of the wheel. The legislation already exists. The mechanism already exists for the enforcement of the law. You can actually go to Homeland Security ICE Enforcement, which stands for Immigration Custom and Enforcement, and there's a webinar there that shows anybody that does not understand how they would go about ensuring that their workforce is lawful in this country, how to obtain the correct status. The only reason people ignore this law is that it's for their own benefit. And that benefit is that these employers are paying these employees less than prevailing wage for whatever goods or services that they're providing. All we're asking for is that the playground be leveled, where everybody's playing by the same rule book. No more, no less. We're not trying to get in the immigration debate of who should be here and who should not be here, but there's a law in the books, and we're asking that the law be enforced.